Welcome to this week's episode of For the Love of Chiropractic, 3 Keys of My Success. I'm your host, Dr. Robert Freeman, and to our new listeners and our long-term listeners, I want to say welcome, whether you're here in the United States or around the world listening. It's great to have you here again today, and I encourage you to hit subscribe so you never miss a single episode. On this week's show, we'll be speaking to someone who, when she came to the United States, she didn't even speak English. But she did learn the language, obviously, found her way into chiropractic school. One of the greats in the chiropractic profession took her under his wing along with other international students, and he met with them on almost a weekly basis while they were all in school. Having said that, after graduation, she went on to create a huge practice and ultimately sold that practice for well into the 8 figures. And she's here to share her story of how you can do it too. I hope you enjoy this interview with Dr. Shiva Shirvani. Hello and welcome to Secrets of My Success, part of For the Love of Chiropractic podcast series. On each episode, I'll be interviewing one highly successful doctor or business person, asking them what are their 3 keys of success or secrets they've used to make themselves so highly successful. So let's get started with today's show. I have the pleasure of having on the phone with me today Dr. Shiva Shirvani, who joins us from her office. Shiva, are you there?
Yes. Hi, Robert. How are you?
I'm wonderful today, although I'm looking outside and it is still snowing here in Maryland, which does not make me happy. I'm not a big fan of the winter weather.
It's nice here. We have a little bit of rain, but it's a beautiful day. Thank you for interviewing me. I'm very honored.
Absolutely. So now you say you're here. So for our listening audience, where are you practicing?
My name is Shiva Shirvani. I graduated from Parker University in 1994. And I started my first practice with my ex-husband in 1995. And so we opened our first office, small office. We took over another chiropractor in Garland, Texas. Mm-hmm. And from then we opened 5 locations in Dallas, Fort Worth Metroplex, which was in the area of Parker University. We sold our offices after I got divorced from my ex-husband in 2015, which was one of the highest chiropractic sale in the history of chiropractic. And I worked for the company for a few years, and then I had the non-compete. So I haven't worked for them since then.
Sure, that makes sense. So
yes.
Okay. So with these, tell me about the practice that you have now. What makes it unique?
Well, our practices, they were very unique in the whole DFW area, meaning Dallas, Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. Of course, Dr. Parker, I don't know if you ever met Dr. Parker. I was lucky enough to be one of his favorite students. We used to go to Denny's on Wednesday night, and he talked to me and Ashigu, my other classmate, about how a loving service can make or break your practice. So when I graduated, I did a lot of work with different chiropractors before I graduated, a lot of very successful chiropractors. So the minute I graduated, passed the bar, we went into our first office. We tried to train our staff the way to answer the phone, bring the love and care into their voice for patient who called to make an appointment. Mm-hmm. And I think that was the first key to get the patient to our office.
Sure.
And we always provided a welcoming first visit. We minimized their wait time to few minutes. We made sure we helped them with intake paperwork, make him feel comfortable because they either had an injury, they were in pain, and they were nervous about being in a chiropractic office. And we tried to give them a good communication, educate them who we are and what we will do to get them feel better. So they had such a great experience. We started just two of us. I used to answer the phone. I think at the end, a lot of chiropractors that I talked to in last few years, they're not successful because from day one, they hire staff and go through a lot of expenses. I used to work, I had a license in medical technology. So I worked from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. next morning at a hospital, close by hospital. And with that money, I paid the rent. And then during the work, I was the front desk, clean the offices, answer the phone, take care of the patient. So we did it all for 1 year. And the patient care that we gave to our patient just became one of our best referral source. We were getting patients from everywhere, driving to our offices. So within a year, we were seeing more than 100 patients a day.
Wow. In less than a year, you developed that
in
practice.
In less than a year. And that's when we hired two assistants to help us with patient load.
That's awesome. So tell me about the practice now.
As practice right now, we sold it in 2015, and I'm not practicing there anymore. But what we did that made it so special that I guess nobody else thought about it 25 years ago was to bring to listen to patients and see why they are not coming for regular treatment. That was the highest problem because patient wouldn't make it to their appointment. They had transportation problem, or they work 9 to 6, 7, and majority of chiropractic offices close at 5. They were closed for lunch. So we did major changes. And that was a huge success in our offices. We started to be open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Every day. We were open on weekends for patients that, wanted to bring their kids. We provided transportation from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then we realized by listening to the patient and their health problems and how to solve it, we realized that a majority of patients, they don't only have chiropractic needs. They also had some other issues, and we referred them, but they couldn't make it to the orthopedic surgeon or neurologist because everybody closed at 5. And so we opened our first multidisciplinary clinic over 24 years ago. And we had 13 different subspecialty under one roof.
Wow.
So not only we could take care of the patient, chiropractic care, we also could take care of the whole family. And they loved that. So we had chiropractic, physical therapy, x-ray department. We had pediatric department. We had medical doctor, plastic surgeon, orthopedic surgeon, neurologist, dental office. Our dental office was one of the biggest dental offices in Metroplex. We had oral surgeon, endodontist, orthodontist. So the patient could come in. We take care of the mom for chiropractic need. The kids would go to pediatric. The dad go to dental office. So the patient, they felt the love we had for them and the entire family. And that gave us the best reputation in the Metroplex. We had patient driving hours to come and see us.
Yeah, I believe that.
And we also work with a lot of attorneys that send their injured patient to us. And if the patient was injured, we documented and we treated the patient. And if they didn't take care of their future medical or they didn't take care of their injuries, we would go to court and fight for our patient because everything we did was according to books. We took care of the patient. We never overcharged. So we could go to court and tell the insurance companies that we are here to fight for our patient. And that was amazing. Attorneys realized that if they want to get the fair amount for their patients, we are a better choice for them. So that was our business success. And then we started to buy all of our location because 13 different specialty, we couldn't put them in a 2,000 square feet.
Right. So how many square feet was the final facility?
So the last two, the one was 11,000 and the very last one was 25,000 square feet.
Wow.
And state of the art. I mean, just like in mini hospitals. So this was my whole family. They are medical doctors. And they always told me, Shiva, you shouldn't go to chiropractic. You can make it to medical school. You're very smart. And I was more successful than majority of my medical doctors' family. And it was so amazing that the closest hospital to our locations, they would come and beg us to send their patient to them because we were seeing at the end when we sold the practice, we were having over 650 visits a day.
Wow.
Between all of our specialty group, but majority chiropractic, majority of it, 50% was chiropractic, over 400 visits to our chiropractic offices per day, minimum. And the rest, we had 200 visits to our dental medical. So our patient, when they came in, they didn't have to go anywhere else. We made our orthopedic surgeon, neurologist to come in after 5 and work till 9 p.m. or on weekends to meet the needs of all the patients that they couldn't afford it. And then they opened the door, walking to these Taj Mahals. We had hardwood floor, chandelier, beautiful offices, granite countertop. So they come in, they think that, oh my God, they were so shocked. And then they get the great treatment and love from our staff and doctors, and they could see and meet all their demands under one roof.
That is so fabulous. So having built, worked, and then sold such an amazing organization, I have to ask you, what would you say the 3 keys of success are that you would tell somebody who's trying to build a successful business?
Hard work. And, for real estate, they tell you location. We work truly, we slept 5 hours a night. And for many years, for 5-6 years, I was there from, used to get up at 4, do all the billing myself, and then go to the office at 8 a.m. and work till 10, 11, go home, take few hours of nap, and then get up early and do the billing for the next day. And, hard work, loving service, at Dr. Parker always said, because they feel you, if you're true to patient, if you really love and care for them, and making it convenient for patients, because they have so many choices. Actually, our first office, there was a chiropractor in every corner. And what made us different was being open 9 to 9. It was very inconvenient for us, but it made a huge difference, because they could go home, have dinner with their family, and come after dinner.
Sure. We're in the service industry.
Yes, they could come during lunch. We never closed for lunch. And we took care of our staff. So they loved it. They could work in the morning or night shift. We took care of them. And they translated that love to our patient. We took care of our doctors. When we sold, we had 113 employees.
Wow.
And we sold it for, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the number, but I couldn't believe when the judge asked, either I buy it from my ex or he buy it from me. When we appraised the practices, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, I can't afford to buy it from him. And we had to put it for sale. And we had so many offers because we provided care, quality care to patients that they thought if they have to go for chiropractic, they have to go to a hole in a wall, bad clinic, broken tables. That's what a lot of patients, when they came to us, they go, oh my God, this is so beautiful. The previous chiropractor that I went to, the office was bad. And so hard work, value your office. Don't put your money in advertising and marketing. Put your money in your office. Make your office beautiful. Of course, the first office was only 1,500 square feet, but over 25,000 square feet at the end, because we try whatever we made, we put it back into the office to make sure we have provided a beautiful environment, caring and loving environment, top quality staff. Your staff and doctors can break or make your practice.
Oh, absolutely. So our time is beginning to run short. So I have to ask you my next question. So with what you've done and what you've seen, is it possible for a young doc who's just getting out of school today, or a doc who's sitting in their office and they're not as successful as they want to be, is it possible for them in today's world, with the way things are in 2025, the economy, everything else, for them to become hugely successful? Is it still possible?
Of course. I was millionaire after a year being in practice. Somebody that was from Iran, I couldn't speak the language like everybody else does. And being a female, of course it's possible. Now you have social media. I didn't have it. I had to walk door to door and tell people about chiropractic. And not the sky is the limit. Of course, if they true to their patient, provide a beautiful, loving environment, work hard, don't hire a bunch of people. When you make money, put it back into your practice.
Yep.
And yes, of course it's possible. If I did it, everybody else can do it.
Yeah, I mean, with some of the things you shared with me, in our conversation before we started the interview, coming from a foreign country, not speaking English, and again, being a female and overcoming all of these different obstacles and become the huge success and just wonderful outcomes that you've had. I am just so personally impressed with you. It's just beautiful and a wonderful story. So my question then, with your perspective, is how do you define business success?
Business success for me might be different from everybody else. My dad was general for the King of Iran and very successful guy. And he did not believe in borrowing money. So I did not borrow a penny from anyone. I work second and third job. I tutor chiropractic student and I work in a hospital to pay for the office, for everything. We did not borrow money. And as we start making money, we put it back into practices and lived in a small apartment. So after we made it, right now I'm 61 and I'm worth more than $30 million. And I think all of it is chiropractic and being able to really not go crazy with borrowing money, and whatever money you have, put it back into your practice, buy your location, buy an office building for 2,000 square feet for a couple of $100,000 so you don't have rent, and then all my location increase in value in 30 years. I've been graduated 30 years ago, exactly. So, but let me tell you, I told you all the positive about chiropractic and my business. I had a huge success in business, but working so hard, I didn't balance it and my ex-husband with our relationship. I think the only thing personal success, yes, I reach all my goals in life. I have all the toys. I just bought my brand new Ferrari. I have everything in my life is paid off. I live in a beautiful house. But I think working so hard and not balancing with your personal life creates that imbalance. And that's the only thing that I recommend, that chiropractors work hard, but balance your personal life and your professional life.
So having said that, because that actually is my next question, how do you define with your experience and now looking back across the years and your financial success, how do you define personal success?
I think personal success is having a family and, putting time. Love is time that you put for your kids, for your husband, for your parents, for your friends. And I think the first 10, 15 years of our life in chiropractic profession, when we graduated, we had different locations. So we both worked so hard. Mm-hmm. And he was in one location. And not only we practiced, I did marketing. He managed the offices. So I would get up 4 a.m. So the time that I really should have gave to personal life was dedicated to my practice.
Well, I get that. So, go ahead. Our time is running short.
So I was fortunate enough to be selected as the top 9 chiropractors in the world from Parker University about 7 years ago.
Wow.
And I had to get up. I was the only female and talk in front of 7,000 people. And I told them the same thing. Yes, I saw 700 patients a day, a lot of hospitals. They were like, what do you guys do? I mean, tell us your success. And it was hard work and putting back into practice. But the personal life was not balanced because I was working really hard all the time. And my ex was working very hard.
Oh, I get that.
Of course, I had kids very late in life.
Sure.
And my kids are very successful and they're perfect kids. I have 3 daughters and they're very successful. Thank God we didn't have them early in our practice. I would have never had time to spend time with our kids. No. And that's another one that how your family started when you have time.
So my last question is, if someone is listening to this and they think, wow, that all of that is amazing, what would you say to them is the first step they should take to work to become more successful than they are currently?
If they have financial problem in their practice, they have to get a second job, second source of income to start bringing money. But to me, and I'm sorry if I'm insulting anyone, the success to practice comes with hard work. You cannot go to work at 10 a.m., close the office at 12, go to lunch for 2 hours, and then work from 3 to 5. That's disaster. I had a valet park my car and he lost his office, and I went to lunch with him to try to help him. A lot of chiropractors, they try from day one to be a successful, act like I'm a successful doctor, hire people, so many people. Everything that they make goes into expenses, and they have to go shake hands with the neighborhood. We did a lot of marketing with our neighborhood businesses and educational, like going to schools, going to Fiesta Mart, and doing a bunch of that. But hard work, saving money and not borrowing a lot of money, and educating patients about chiropractic and how important it is for them to come on regular basis. And great staff. If their first impression is not good, they never come back.
No, of course not.
If you give them a good, loving service the first time they come to your office, not only they come back, they bring 10 more. And that's how we build our office, by referral from our happy patient. And that's the best advice.
Wow. Shiva, this has been amazing. And Dr. Shiva Shirvani, I can't thank you enough for sharing your story and your experience. This has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for being part of the podcast.
Thank you. I'm very honored. Thank you for interview.
All right. And that's our show for today. If you have a question about today's show or your own practice, feel free to reach out at fortheloveofchiropractic.com. Before making changes to your practice, be sure to seek legal advice regarding those changes and regulations in your state. For the Love of Chiropractic is an RGF production, all rights reserved. And thanks for listening. Original music provided by Hunter Rich Music.